The Bradley Kids by Roze Tylervite. The Bradleys are a large family. There are 7 children within the family, 3 girls and 4 boys. Finn is the children's father. He is a very bland man and thinks everything in life should be exactly the same as the other. Finn only wears one coloured shirt, white. He states that black shirts are too common in life, and white shirts are far more neat and trendy. Portia is the overly exaggerated mother of the Bradleys family. She screams excitedly, or dramatically, and overreacts to things that are not necessary at all. This is quite a letdown to the children, for their unfortunately annoying mother can become very irritating. Charlie is the eldest. She is often put in charge of her siblings when their parents need to go into town. Mary and Grace were the 2 second eldest in the Bradleys family. They were twins, which Charlie thought were incredibly lame because they were into artistic things like sketchbooks, brushes, and anything that included art and art structures. Kiri was the 3rd eldest in the Bradleys family. He likes to think he's awesome because he owns a skateboard that says "Ride" on it. He is the utmost brattiest in the Bradleys family. Dan and Rout were the 2 second youngest children in the Bradleys family. Just like Mary and Grace. They are twins. They're massive nerds that lose sleep because they stay up all night reading their exciting new dictionaries of Common English. Tommy was the youngest in the Bradleys family. He always assumed he'd get an A+, but whenever he looked at his paper he remembered he got an unfortunate B-, or usually an F. "Finn!" screeched Portia dramatically. "Where on earth is the lip balm? How many times do I tell you to put the lip balm in the second drawer? Not the first." "Well," muttered Finn in reply, "the lip balm is in the first drawer because that drawer is always empty and it's a lot neater for the lip balm to be separate." "My opinion. Anyway, where's the children? Are they even awake yet?" asked Portia, doing one of her dramatic fake sighs. Finn just walked off to the children's bedrooms and shouted loudly, "It's 7 a.m! You should know better not to be asleep right now!" Charlie quickly walked out of her bedroom as soon as her father had called. Finn looked at his daughter in dismay. He furiously yelled at her. "What is that ghastly outfit you're wearing? Do you not know how embarrassing hoodies are? You should be ashamed of yourself, child. Hoodies are floppy, untidy, and very unsuitable." "Actually," Charlie sighed, "it's a vest with a hood." "I don't care what it is," he snapped sharply. "Just get it off." Charlie shrugged and went to change into something that her father would accept of, like a white shirt. When all the kids were fully awake and out of bed by their father's aggravating wake-up call, they headed into the kitchen where their mother made an exhaustively large meal that was not necessary for breakfast. It was pancakes with melted milk chocolate, vanilla ice cream with a topping of maple syrup. It was deliciously tasty, but extremely sickening and filling. Kiri looked at his graffitied calendar and remembered it was an unfortunate weekend. "Ugh, the weekends are so boring," said Kiri, out loud, hoping someone would hear him. "If only there was some excitement in my life." He finished his lame sentence while suspiciously reaching into his funky Kazam backpack. He took out a large plastic container that was stored with moldy peanut butter. "Oh, geez," he thought. "This ought to make some great peanut butter sandwiches for lunch," thought Kiri as he left the room smirking. The Bradleys' parents were just about to leave until they were interrupted by their daughter Grace, the twin of Mary and the 2nd eldest. "Daddy," cried Grace, "I need a new art easel. Kiri broke mine yesterday, and I'm very sad without my art easel. I cannot paint anymore." Finn shook his head slightly and replied, "You'll have to wait, Mary." Finn said with his teeth grinding together, "We're not wasting any time today." Finn got into his car and slammed the door shut, and yes, unfortunately, the glass did break. Charlie had to clean up all the vomit on the floor that was spewed up by the family. In fact, it almost made Charlie throw up herself. Ugh, Charlie angrily thought to herself. There is so much chores to do, and I shouldn't be doing this sick job. This is Kiri's fault, and yet there he is, lazily eating corn chips on the brand new couch of ours. Charlie wondered what her parents were doing in town and why they did not bother to get Grace a new art easel. They usually preferred to stick around in town all day because, well, maybe they just preferred being in town for a long time. Or maybe they just didn't like staying at home on the weekends. A couple of hours went by and Charlie was finally finished with her chores. Charlie loved reading books, so she decided to read some in her spare time. She read The Bejammed Apple Tree, Griff, the Aunt, Cupcake Charlie, and Burgers for Lunch. Hee hee, Charlie laughed to herself. Written by Dr. Hamilton, Edward Greenswood, and Ashley Martin. Well, I guess it's time. I should start making dinner.